Okay, we're live. Welcome, everybody. It is Content Upgrade Day with our new course on how to attract quality leads with content upgrades. And I'm here with Sarah Arrow, who you may or may not know. Hopefully, you do by this point because she's been on all of these live streams with me. And especially when we launch a new product like we're doing today on content upgrades. And we're going to go through quite a lot and sort of end with looking at the product. So most of the stuff we're going to go through today is around actually how to use content upgrades, some examples of them, and Sarah's even going to create one live for one of our VIPs. That's in our VIP live program where we have Content Sparks customers who have a membership, and we do live calls a couple times a month where we go through challenges and stuff like that. So she's going to work on one for one of our VIPs, Barb Jemmett, who's also one of our Bright Sparks, if you want to read her story at some point on our blog. And you'll have the option of either watching Sarah create that content upgrade live or in the background while I show you the new course. And then I will get to, at the end, showing you some of the materials from the course. Okay? So shall we get going, Sarah? Yes?
Yeah.
You're ready to go. Yes.
Even if you never teach this to a single solitary client, never sell a course, this is something you need to do for yourself. It's one of the things that so often people, how do I build my list? How do I get more people on my list? How do I get the right people on my list? And you hear it time and time and time again. And if this is something you never teach, just learning how to do it in your own business will make a tremendous difference. So even if you think, gosh, I do a certain type of coaching, nobody's going to be interested in content upgrade. You are interested in content upgrade. That's powerful.
Awesome. And actually, you might want to turn off that sound canceling, that noise canceling thing, because it dampens your voice a little bit. So, everyone, if you hear a dog barking in the background or a child whispering, just ignore it, because that's the joys of working from home and being an entrepreneur. All right.
But if the dog barks, it's usually because she's telling you to buy it, because she thinks what we're saying is really good and you need it. Okay?
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So let's jump in. Content upgrades. First, a really quick description. A content upgrade is at its core a lead magnet, but it's a lead magnet that you put inside specific content. So it's related to that content. So rather than, say, your main lead magnet you might have on your site, which might be a trial or a challenge that's related to your general business and your core product, a content upgrade will be a very targeted topic inside of a blog post. So I'll show you some examples in a minute, but the main goals you might have would be, say, you want to build a list of people for an upcoming launch that you have. So you want to attract people, and there you go. See, she's saying, you got to get this. Pay attention. So you need to say you have a course coming up on a specific topic like content upgrades, right? And you want to build an audience of people who are interested in that course. You can create a really long blog post, an epic blog post, and have a content upgrade in there that's related to content upgrades, right? And I'll show you one of those in a second too. Or you might have a future course that you're going to do that you're going to do, say, 6 months down the line, but you want to start building your audience now. Again, narrower topic, not your general lead magnet. So you would want to do that. Or say you want to just test out topics. So you have 3, say, that you are going to be the core topics in your business, and you want to make sure that you have audiences segmented for each one of those. So you could have 3 different blog posts with content on each one of those topics, and then have a content upgrade, a lead magnet inside each. Or you could have a slightly longer, more general post that covers those 3 topics, and then give them a choice of each. And again, that way you can segment them. So when people opt into your content upgrade in a blog post, you can do things like tag them. So that's one of the simplest things that, and most email marketing platforms like the one we use, ActiveCampaign, have that ability. They opt into a certain form, you tag them with that topic or something that shows you later when you want to email them that was the topic they're interested in. So that's one thing. If you do more one-to-one client work where you want to follow up, a lot of these systems do lead scoring. So you could assign a certain number of points. I don't actually use this because I don't sell one-to-one, but I've heard this from salespeople too, and I've seen that the feature is there in the system. So you score them, and based on what action they take, so say they opt into that lead magnet, they might get a certain number of points, then they visit a certain site on your page, they get additional points, and you can do automations where you get up to a certain number of points, and then you say refer that person over to your sales team, or you have an automation set up of emails that you add them to. So there are all sorts of things you can do there. What else can you do? Obviously, you'd send a follow-up series, right? So somebody opts into your specific lead magnet, targeted topic. You have an email follow-up series just on that topic where you're sending them information related to that topic. So while I have a new customer series, it's just for new customers, it's more general on how to use the courses, you can have very specific ones on those other topics. So why don't I just show you some? And just as an example, a content upgrade isn't going to necessarily be something big. The best ones are really small, things like checklists, favorite resources lists, a calendar of ideas, worksheets, templates, swipe files. Some people do some longer ones like a webinar or video series. Those have their place. So if it's, you'd be thinking about where someone is in their buying process. So if you're doing a longer blog post where people are at the point of really trying to understand the specifics of how your product works, then you might have a longer content upgrade where they get a whole webinar on how to do it. So that is possible, but in general, there's smaller things like those templates or an assessment. You could do a calculator if you know how to do it, a quiz, stuff like that. So those are examples. Why don't I just show you some right away? Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Let me head over and share my screen. Actually, I'm going to make it full screen so that you can really see it. This is here. Let me hide this. Banners. Sorry. And I see there's a couple comments already. Ah, Micro Gail is here. Hi, Micro Gail. Good to see you. And she said, love what your dog is saying. Gives me pause for consideration. Oh. Hey, Jane. Good to see you too. I am going to go straight into showing you some content upgrade examples, right? So this is just the sales page that I was talking about for our launch. If you want it, the URL, Sarah, I don't know if you can put that into the comments, but it's contentsparks.com/content upgrades to leads. Okay, so
yep, I'll go over and pop it in the comment.
All right, so it's not the short link in the world, but that's what you'll need. So let's just head over. This is the overview. I'll go through what's in the course later, but it is about content upgrades, how to supercharge your blog to build a high converting email list. So here's one. I'm going to show you one of mine first. So this is a blog post we did on how to customize your brandable blog posts. And it goes through the various steps. So this is a longish post. Decide where you'll use them, determine the format, change your headline. So there's all the step by step, right? Lots of stuff in there. And so obviously someone who lands on this post is going to be interested in how to brand and edit their blog posts, their brandable blog posts. So we offer a checklist. And we use lead pages for these, and we now have Thrive themes, and we're going to start playing around with Thrive leads as well. But this one does a little pop-up. So you say enter your name, you enter your name. I'll just put mine in. and then send me the checklist. So that opens up a new page. Now, one thing I could have done on this page is have a specific page for that lead magnet and then have an offer here or some other, something related for them to check out. What I have instead is I have going over to the Getting Started page and also an option to check out courses you can teach. So while you're waiting, you can go over to the Getting Started page, which is actually newly redesigned in Thrive themes. So it looks pretty cool. We can talk about content design in one of the bonus training on our new course when we get to that. And then let's see, there's the checklist itself, which I would get in an email follow-up. So I have something set up to follow up, and there's the checklist that you get as your content upgrade. And it's it's very straightforward, but it has all those different things that you have to make sure you do. So it's really handy, quick to use for your next blog post. And then, of course, we have a call to action for our brandable blog posts. So it all fits together. This is not something related to one of our bigger courses or online courses in general. It's very targeted to people who want blog posts. So that's one example.
Sharon, can you just pause for a moment? People who are watching, can you confirm you can see this on the screen? Because I've just been over into Facebook, and what I'm seeing on the screen there is the sales page for Content Sparks, the content upgrade. But what Sharon's actually sharing with us is a PDF of a content upgrade. So can you just leave us a comment and let us know whether you can see the shop on Content Sparks, just say shop, or PDF if you can see the PDF. I don't know if it's just me. Yes, you can see it, Nettie. Thank you. Everybody can see the PDF. So it's just something with my Facebook. Okay, carry on.
Okay.
You can see it on YouTube.
That's because, Sarah, you're supposed to be paying attention to the live stream and not to Facebook.
I was just answering Gary and Jane. They're a bad influence. I'm going to ban you from this.
All right, everybody can see the PDF. So where was I? I'm showing you the PDF. I was saying everything really ties together to that blog post, which I have to go back. Where is it? Yeah, the thank you page. Right, so it goes back to this blog post, right, where it was all about customizing. They opt in, they get the checklist that they can use, and then you get information about brandable blog posts, very targeted. Now, I have another blog post which could really use a content upgrade and does not have one. So while I was looking around at examples, I found this one, which is on content marketing automation, grow your business with content first. So this has this big infographic, which is very related to content upgrades, but we've got create an epic post, add your calls to action for a gift. So this is a content upgrade when I say gift, adding more value. I don't know why I didn't call it a content upgrade there, but so be it. Then you send follow-ups, you move people over to specific lists. So if they buy something, they go on a buyer's list. If they don't, you keep them in as a lead. You can add tags. So this is a pretty long post that goes through all of this stuff, a little bit on each, with some tips. And yet at the very bottom, I have a little video with an example, so much stuff, but no content upgrade. The only thing I've got here is a general call to action about what content, and it's in our older style. So we're going to have some work to do on that, but I just wanted to show you where, as an example, a post that could use one and doesn't have it. HubSpot actually does a great job with their content upgrades. So they have tons and tons and tons of them. Templates and ebook templates and PowerPoint slides, lots of stuff. So I pulled up one, which is on how to write a blog post step-by-step guide, plus a free blog post template. So here, they put the fact that there's a freebie right into the headline, which is great. And I find that works a lot better, especially in emails too, when people know it's a post and there's a freebie, because blog post templates is also something that I think a lot of people search. I'm guessing that they do it, but HubSpot's so great at getting their content seen that I'm sure that's a pretty popular keyword. Actually, both of these, how to write a blog post and the free blog post templates. So they have this long article, right? There's lots and lots of steps. It's one of those epic ones. This is probably, this is a table of contents, so it'll skip around. And then lots of links to different things. I don't know if they call this a pillar page or a blog post, but it's on their blog. And then I believe there's something, they have a pop-up that shows their freebie, their content. I don't know if you can see this in the lower left, in the lower right. Here, let me see if I can make it bigger. There, can you see that better now? Yeah, okay. So you can see they have a little pop-up there that comes up as you're reading, but then you can close that and keep going. You see how long this post is? Blog post examples. I still haven't made it to the bottom of the post. They do very long stuff. And they're selling expensive things, so it makes sense. Now, ready to blog. So here we go, is their content upgrade. You've read all of that about how to blog, and then here's the 6 free templates. Now, there's even an editor's note. This was originally published October 2013 and has been updated. So just as an aside, when you have a good long post like this, update it, keep it fresh, and keep that content upgrade fresh. So that's still bringing a ton of traffic to them. So then I would say click on this, because of course I want the templates. And they have it as a dedicated page, whereas you saw I did mine as a pop-up, something small. They do a dedicated page, and they typically ask for a lot more information because they're selling something more expensive and they're going to be having salespeople follow up. They like to do a lot more, request a lot more information. So they've got a longer page, frequently asked questions. Actually, it's not that long. They've got a little preview. And then if I click on download now, there's the pop-up. They're not asking for a ton on this particular one. On some of their others, they ask for more, but they want name, business email, company, website, phone number, because they're going to follow up with salespeople. So they're only going to get people who are seriously interested and willing to put that information in. Otherwise, they're going to get a ton of freebie seekers who only just want those templates and have zero interest in HubSpot. So that's another thing to show. So I think they probably use one of those lead scoring systems too. So that's a HubSpot example. Oh, another thing I want you to show you on content upgrades that HubSpot does. If you have a lot of them and a lot of free resources, you could put them all on one page as a free business and marketing resources. So that's something we should consider as well on our site, because we have so many freebies. Actually making one page with all those freebies.
I'll add it to the list.
Add it to the list. So let me see. Do these have opt-ins too? Yeah, so they all go to the opt-in form for that. And that way, if somebody asks for that, again, they can tag them. They know what they're interested in. So you can have a page where people are self-selecting exactly what information they're interested in. It doesn't have to be in a blog post. Let's see another. Here's one from Lead Pages that I pulled up. So Lead Pages, a lot of their stuff, content, they're pushing people towards the free trials, which you can also do because a lot of their stuff will be related to that, or they'll be focusing on certain features. But this one is 14 tools that'll help you create DIY website, and they have their content upgrade right near the beginning. So if they're targeting people who are ready to create their own website. So one of the first things they have is this video course. Now, typically I said I don't love doing something longer, like a video course, but in this case it makes sense because you are getting people who are interested in doing a DIY website and the tools. So they're going to show you their tool for that. And then they go through the whole post. I can't remember if they do another call to action. Of course, they cover their own in here. some for some reason in the middle, not the end. I'm sure they've figured out a reason. They have talking about their free trial. And 14, they link to other content, but they didn't do their call to action again at the end. I'm not sure why, but I would have done another one near the end there. What else do you want to see? Okay, here's one that this is the VIP one that we wanted to show you, where we will, or Sarah will create a free thing. Here, let me get us back on screen for a second, or you at least. So this is a post from Barb Jemmett that she sent us. I asked for some of our VIPs to send any blog posts that does not have a content upgrade where they could use one, and we'll create one live on here. So, and before I go into this, just let us know in the comments which you'd like us to do. Do you want Sarah on here creating the content upgrade live so you can see it and see her actually constructing it? Or do you want her to do that in the background and I would just show you the materials on our new course in the meantime? So leave that in the comments now, and we'll keep a lookout for that. I'm just keeping an eye on the comments. Give us a vote. Do it live or in the background.
Okay. I will say, when you put this offer out, I was amazed by how many of our VIPs came back to us and said that. And we got such an overwhelming response. We just got to the case of it was first come, first serve. So if you want this kind of one-to-one thing, you need to be a VIP, because they get all of these little extra goodies. Gary says yes and yes. Thank you, Gary. I'll remember this torture.
You want both. Materials, please, but I don't mind. Okay, Jane does not want to see it in action. Gary does. Gail wants to do the walkthrough, please, live. Okay, so Gary wants everything. Jane is easygoing. Gail wants. So I think we'll probably do the walkthrough live. And if there's any stuff that's where you need to pause, it's going to take you a little longer, I'll then go over to some of the materials and you'll tell me when you're ready. Okay? But I'll just show you the blog post first. Or you want to walk through the blog posts?
No, you walk through it, Sharon.
Okay. So this is called 7 Crucial Elements You Need to Make Your Website a Selling Machine. So this is actually a customized version, branded version of one of our blog posts. Marcia would like us to walk through the materials first. So why don't I show you this, and then you'll get started with some ideas and I'll go over to the materials. All right. Mm-hmm. So just quickly, here's the blog post. It's very simple, 7 must-have elements, lots of pretty images, and then it ends and there's nothing. There's just a very small thing on how to book a call. So it needs something more. And the other thing that we're working with here with Barb is she has this great quiz. It says, is your website content next level effective? So you can go through this quiz, which is a great lead magnet that can be a content upgrade. It's also something that Barb links to in her planner that she sells, a printable planner. So that's another thing that we're working with. So that is the blog post we're going to work with. Sarah, you want to just take over for a second before I go through the materials and say what you're going to do and what your ideas are?
Right. So I'm just going to open Canva, and as you can see.
So I'll add that to the stream instead. Okay.
Okay. Is it there?
Yep.
Yep. So I've got my blank template, and I do believe I have Barb's post here. And what my goal is to create a really nice one-page worksheet / mini planner that people can print off and take action with. Now, the whole key to this is we want somebody to opt in, but not to download it and put it in that folder where content upgrades and lead magnets go to die. right? We want them to say, gosh, this is really, really exciting. I want to do this because it's going to make a real big impact on my business. So when you're creating your opt-in, you've also got to bear in mind what text goes in place on the opt-in form. So you've got to have that in mind, because you want people to be excited to see it, so that when you create it, you don't actually disappoint them. Because there's nothing worse than opting in for something. I opted in for something once, and I just looked at it and I thought, people are opting in for this? What's wrong with them? I think it was something like 20 resources for Twitter. And it was a plain PDF with no numbers, just links. And I'm like, there's nobody's URL. I don't know what they want me to do next. Why is this person the expert on Twitter? Why did I even opt in for this? It was so poor that I was like, delete, unsubscribe, and gone. Now, you can't have that with your people. You kind of have to love them, and love them a lot. So with that in mind, I'm going to go over to here, and I'm going to grab this image from Barb, and I'm going to save it.
By the way, we can only see Canva right now.
Oh, you can only see Canva?
Yeah.
So I'm nipped over, and I'm just going to the uploads, and the lady that's in the photograph, she looks like she's on Hell's Kitchen or something, with that kitchen in the background. I keep imagining Gordon Ramsay just coming out and saying, "Get back, cook that." So I think it's like the story in this image is really good. So I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to keep it to the right. Now, if you've done any kind of Facebook ads, they talk about ad scent, where your ad has to have familiarity with your landing page, with your email sequence, and so on. And I wouldn't call that even ad scent. I just call it congruent branding. So I need to make sure that whatever I use on this site and on the content upgrade is congruent with what Barb has on her site. Otherwise, we're going to be in the position as somebody getting this and it's not the same. So they think, who is this person? Why are they sending me this stuff? And we don't want that to happen. So I've got the logo in place, and that's at the top, and that's really rather nice. I've got my Hell's Kitchen lady there, smiling away. I can see the apprehension in her eyes. Perhaps it's Gordon Ramsay behind the camera. And I've even got in that image what colour that is. So I can actually, if I want to add that as a background, I can add the colour in. So I might actually go for that one. No, it's too light.
Are you creating a checklist or what?
I'm creating a super fantastic worksheet. Right, so I've got that in there. Now what I'm going to do over on Canva is find an element, and I've just got this one. I'm not going to leave it that colour. And I'm going to widen it like so. And like so.
Making it big. And by the way, if you guys are interested in both the main course and the expansion pack, there is a bonus for people that get both that has a few templates in it. So there'll be some starting points. They're in Canva too, most of them.
Right, so I've got that there. So I've got the colours from the site in the actual content upgrade. I've got Barb's logo there, so it now fits her brand. And if somebody's on her page and then gets her email with the content upgrade in, all the branding is congruent. Now, you may be tempted to do a list of links, but it really kind of isn't enough because you want people to know that you're the expert and you're able to help them, and you're going to get incredible results with them. So I'm going to work on this now, and my plan is quite simple. I'm going to go over to the site and I'm going to take the elements that are there in the text and I'm going to pop them in like so. So I'm not going to change the fonts just yet, but I will actually change these to match the fonts on the site. And again, congruent branding, but for the moment, I just want to add in what the checklist is. Now, when you've got a checklist like this, you can give a checklist as the OptIn gift, the content upgrade, or you can do something more with it. And we're going to do something a little bit more advanced. We're not just going to go for the, here's your checklist, by the way, buy my course. We are going to get them to take some actions. And this one fits here. Now you can see as I drag that, can you see the magenta line? This ensures that all of our content is neatly aligned up. So even if you're thinking to yourself, oh gosh, I've got no design skills or anything like that, Canva has things in there to help you get it right. So don't worry too much about things not being quite where you want them to be, because you can drag them and drop them and it will help you align them. Although that said, that one's not very much in line. Now, do you want to go back to talking through the stuff, Sharon, as I go through this?
Sure. Why not?
I'm just going to be copying and pasting now. You've all seen the original one. You've seen what I'm doing. There's no hocus pocus going on, but I can do this in the background and not have to talk and think at the same time.
Okay. And just one note on that, when you create something like this, before you add content, or actually even for each style you do, I would save it as a template that you can use in the future, so that for future content upgrades, you might have another worksheet you want to do. You can change the wording, you can change the image in there, but you'll have consistent branding on each one. So once you've made that effort, like Sarah's doing, to set up this particular worksheet, definitely make sure you save a copy as a template to use in the future. All right, so I'm going to switch back over to this one, which is my main site, my screen, and I'm going to open up the materials. So the content upgrades, there's a main course, and actually let me show you. There's the main course, right, which is on special. I'm sorry if there's a lot of background noise, by the way. The garbage man decided to come right now. You'll see lots of stuff on here, the overview in there of the different modules. So this is just the roadmap. The course is going to go through how to determine your goals, because you have to have a very clear goal for your content upgrade. You're going to choose the blog post topic and content. So you could be using an existing blog post. So earlier I showed you one blog post where I really need a new content upgrade as well. So I could just use that one and create one, because it's one that is very targeted towards some of our courses. Then you'll actually create your content upgrade, decide which one makes the most sense, and then deliver it to your audience. Opt-in series, do an email series, rinse and repeat. So you'll see a lot of that on the sales page. And then let me open a couple things. So the student materials, you're getting course book, action guide, et cetera, et cetera. I'll show you one of those. And then there is an expansion pack and some bonuses. So in the content upgrades course, let me show you. So the course book, I'll open up first just so you can see what that is all about. Here, let me make this full screen. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. And Jane wants to know, Gary, whether you've gotten it yet. Or did she beat you to it? So you'll see that the materials are our usual layout. So ready for you to brand with the colors. There are lots of graphics in here. that show about content upgrades, the learning objectives, your goals, and then as usual, there's action steps at the end of each module so that your people are developing their content upgrades as they go. All right, so that is the course book. Now in the action guide this time, there's more than one thing. So there's the action guide itself, and Gary said this is one of the gaps in my curriculum, so you better hurry. So Gary obviously is going to be using this. The action guide, there's an email worksheet and there's a topic ideas worksheet. So there are references in the action guide to when people use those. The action guide itself, opening up, follows the course, expectations, you'll determine your goals. As always, when you're determining any kind of strategy, you look again at your ideal reader, your target customer or person that would be opting in for this content upgrade. You have to go through that. So this would be a much more targeted buyer persona, I guess, or profile target reader for this particular content upgrade versus the general one that you would have for your business. All right, so you want to get something that's very specific. So you set your goal, you choose your topic, looking at different things they'd be interested in, and topic ideas worksheet will be helpful there. Headlines, you create your content upgrade, so you use their topic ideas and evaluate, pick a type, pick some resources. Yeah, missing something there. Schedule the time, and then so on and so forth. And there's some stuff at the end. All right, so that's the main action guide. Now remember, this is a little bit smaller than our Blaze packages. This is the, I guess, mid-size. It's a beacon. So there's that email worksheet also, because you want to have email follow-ups for your content upgrade. So this outlines the specific types of emails that you want to follow up with, and it's a worksheet for filling it in, benefits of each. There's space for 6, but you'd want to do possibly more than that. And let's see. Be sure to tell me if there's anything specific that you want to look at as well. I'm not going to show you all the rest. The cheat sheet is one of those outlines. There's a list of resources, so some tools to use as well. And I'll show you something else with that in a minute. So there's a whole bunch of tools and a little description of each, which is really helpful. People love these. In fact, this could be a content upgrade all on its own, because look at that. It's, what, 7 pages? And you could do that as a PDF. You could do Canva, all different things. Let's see what else I want to show you. So this particular course. What?
Have you shown the planner?
No, I haven't shown the planner. That is in the expansion pack. So the other thing to get, you will have slideshow and some tweets. So let me just show you the expansion pack. That's the main course, which I showed you here on the main page. That's the one with that URL that we put in to the notes, which is this one, the content upgrades to leads. All right, so that's the URL for this particular course. Now, the other thing I was talking about is the expansion pack. So say the easiest way to get to that is I'm going to add it to the cart, and it's going to go to a suggested add-ons page. It's our newly designed upsell page, and there's an expansion pack you can get and an early bird bonus. Actually, the early bird bonus is actually if you get the main course. Something happened in our page layout. I don't know what happened. Sorry, but I'll go fix that. So you'll get this early bird bonus if you get the main course, right? And I'll show you that in a second. But there are expansion bonuses. Bonus 1 is the content upgrade templates, and there's a Trello board. And then there's some other things on sale. So let me go back and just show you the expansion pack. I'm going to open that up. Attract quality leads, expansion pack. And the main thing in here that I want to show you is this planner. And then there's these bonuses. So where's the planner? It's easiest if I actually open it. So you can see there's a lot of pages. Let me go back to the bonus, the expansion pack. Okay, so I will open this up and show you the planner. It comes in A4 size, which is basically everywhere in the world except for the US, and US letter size. So I'll open that. It's done in PowerPoint, so it's easy to edit as a slideshow, and it's coming up on my other screen. So let me just put that over where you can see it. 1 second. Oops, it's giving me trouble. There we go. All right, you can see that now? Yes. So there's instructions, first page, delete, and then there's all these other pages ready for you to just add your content to, all for planning your content upgrade blog posts. So this is a really meaty planner in the expansion pack that also has Trello board and some social media images, and you can use this, let me see, as a printable. So we've shown you before with the Next Level website content planner that you can sell something like this on Amazon as a printable, or you can also make it a PDF that as a bonus. You can make it into a lead magnet on its own, but it's nice and long and people do love their planners. And actually, Sarah, you might want to share what you did with the other one when we're done with this. So that's the planner. That's the main part of the expansion pack. What else is in there? Right, there's social media images and an infographic. The Trello board is a bonus for getting the expansion pack and the upgrade. So I should just explain again. Bonuses for this launch. There's an early bird bonus if you get the course. And that is going to be a training, a free training that we're going to be doing, that Kevin Arrow is going to be doing next Thursday, the 10th at noon. But you will be able to watch the recording, and it's all on simple content design tips that are going to increase your conversions. So that you'll definitely want to do if you get the course, the main course, during this launch period that ends Wednesday the 9th. You'll get a registration link for that training. Now, the other bonuses are for getting the main course and the expansion pack, and those will be the planner is in the expansion pack. The bonuses are the Trello board, which everyone's been loving. That's a digital form of the action guide. So, and it's in Trello. You don't need a paid version of Trello. The free one is plenty. That's all you need. You just copy it, brand it, give it to your students. Very easy. And they make their own copy, and then they can use that as their action guide and checklists for going through the course. And then the other thing are some templates. That's the other bonus for getting the course and the expansion pack. And let me show you that as well. Let me open that up. So as I said, the training, which I'll tell you more about in a second, is the bonus for getting the course. And the bonuses for getting the expansion pack and the course are, am I staring? I'm staring at it. I'm staring at it. Where did it go? Templates. Okay, so there's templates and Trello board. So the templates is one, and I'll show you example. There are 4 templates, actually. One is for checklists, one is for favorite resources, and one is for a calendar. The checklist we actually did in 2 formats, one in Word and one in Canva, and the others I think are all in Canva. So this is nicely laid out in Word if you don't want to use Canva, and you can just change the colors, change the icon, but it's all set up with checkboxes. And what we did is use some of the information from the course to just pre-fill it in so you can see how it works, this particular checklist. So use this as a template, it's editable. And again, this is a bonus for getting the expansion pack. But we also did that in Canva, which you'll see with any of the Canva things that we give you, there's a PDF that has a link in it. It's showing up on my other monitor, so I'm just going to have to open it up for you. Okay. move it over here. And you'll see there's a template. You want to use the template. And I have to log in. So I'm going to do that and show you that in a second while Sarah, I'm going to give the screen back to you. Okay? So that you can share. So Sarah's going to continue showing you Canva and how to edit things while I get this other stuff set up for you too. All right?
Right, so you can see that? Yeah. You can see Canva?
You'll see Canva. Yep.
Okay, so as you can see, while Sharon's been walking you through all the goodies in the pack, I've actually quit on being a one-pager because I need to have an introduction, because I sat there and I slated everybody with their one page and their links only, so we have to do something a little different. Now, I don't know what the font is for your and Spirit here, so I've just used a handwriting squiggle to say hello and put Barb's name on it. Now, it's important that you have a handwritten signature because people value something that's signed or appears to be signed over something that isn't. And then we have the big thank you for downloading your worksheet. I'm actually going to make that bigger because it needs to be bigger. Oh, that's too big. Famous last words there. And as you can see, it's very easy to resize and move about on Canva. So we're thanking them for downloading the worksheet, and I would actually change these fonts to match the entrepreneurial font there, and the same there. Now this text here isn't something that I wrote for Barb. I just went over to her about page and grabbed the bit where she talks about herself and grabs the photo. Barb, you've got so many great photos, and I just love your smile, and it's so good to see a brilliant smile. So we're thanking them for downloading the worksheet. We've got our photo there with the big smile, making people feel welcome. We've got our signature there, again, making people feel it's important. And here, this will be linked to the quiz. So all I have to do for that is add the link there. And when I save it as a PDF, this will become a clickable button. So we've got our next bit, our call to action bit, right up here, right at the beginning. So even if people think, oh gosh, that's quite a big PDF, there's 3 pages to it, they've still got the take the quiz bit to attract them in. Actually, I might just make that button a little bit smaller. There we go. So it's now not so swallowed up in its box. Then we have this. Now, these are simply elements with smaller elements within them. So my next stage is to ask some questions, and we just add a little bit of text. Although that says subheading, I'm just using it because it's the same font as this bit here. So I will say, do I have a video the home page? Question mark. Let's make that a little bit smaller so it nicely fits. And a little bit smaller. There we go. And we're done. Oh, where did that come from? Got so enthusiastic there, I added elements that I didn't want. And then the next question, is it clear what I do on the home page? And move that so it lines up. And you can see you've got all the grid lines there, so you don't get anybody say, this is wonky to you. Oh, I've done it again with a white thing. Seem to be fixated on that at the moment, don't I? And then the last page, part for the home page, is, do my visitors know what to do next? And the question mark and a line in it. So as you can see, this isn't a huge, complicated worksheet where people have lots and lots to do. It's very simple and it gets them thinking. Do people share my content? Now, that's a good indicator of quality there. Do people share it? If they don't, oh dear, I seem to be addicted to that white box. If they don't share it, then that's an indication of the quality not being quite up to where it should be. The next thing is, do people contact me after reading a piece of content? Now, it may not actually be reading, it may be consuming, because not everybody is a reader. Let's just make that a little bit smaller so it fits in. And adjust like so, and make the box fit it in here. So we're making it very easy that somebody comes over, they download it, and they say, do I have a video on the home page? And the answer is yes or no. So they can tick it if say yes. Is it clear what I do on the home page? As in, what are they offering? Is that crystal clear? If it isn't, they can put a little cross. And do my visitors know what to do next? Is there a call to action on the home page that is welcoming the new visitors? If it's not, they know what to do next. Then we're talking about quality content that delivers. And the first sign of that is, do people share it? If they don't share it, not quality. They're not willing to be associated with that content. Then, do people contact you after reading that piece? Now, you can have people contact you for numerous reasons, but if you're absolutely convinced that nobody is reading your content, put a typo in the headline. And I can assure you, you will have everybody, people you didn't even know existed, people you were thought of 100 years dead, contacting you to say, you've got a typo in that headline. Okay.
Always.
Yeah. You know, people at school that you like to say, look, I'm wonderful now. They're the kind of people that will come back and say, did you know you've got a typo in your headline? And you're like, no, I never wanted you to see it. So if in doubt, use the typo tests.
How many pages are you up to now?
We've just got the 2.
Okay. Yeah. And then call to actions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you can see, and that is really simple. We've been at it, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and it's almost all done. If I weren't talking and doing it at the same time, it would be done, because that's it. Now, the final sheet of this will be a call to action for the offer. So the call to action, the offer for this was to take the quiz.
Oh, no.
But also, sorry?
Sorry, you froze on me. I don't know if it's my internet or not. You froze on me for a second.
Oh, okay.
Keep going.
We've got the call to action. The dog's telling me to keep going to take the quiz.
Okay.
So we've got the worksheet here, which I'm going to finish off. I'm going to come off screen if you can take me off and come back.
Yep.
And that worksheet will get people ticking. It's not hard. Now, if they've got to sit and think and write, then they're going to find an excuse not to do it. But because we've got the little tick box, they can tick or cross. So they then have something to work from going forwards, as in, oh, I've got to create a video. So when you follow up these people, you can say, did you need to create a video? If you did, you might like this blog post where I talk about the videos for your homepage. And you can put down some affiliate link tools. Automatically, I believe this
you have to set it.
Is A4.
Yeah, but you can select 8.5 by 11. You can select your size. So you don't have to you can make it any size you want. There's custom sizes, but there's also A4 and letter size. 8.5 by 11 is letter size. Okay.
Yeah. So it's really good in getting people to identify the areas, but also when you follow up with the emails, they've already identified. So the content that follows up resonates with them better. Whereas if they had to write something out and they didn't write that out, the content that follows up just reinforces that they didn't do the work in the first place. So we've set the people up for success, as in all they had to do was tick or cross. Not hard, not rocket science, didn't even have to think. Yeah, just, is there a video there? Yes or no? Is there this? Yes or no? And then they've got an idea in their mind what they need to do to go forward. And we need them imagining what they need to do to go forward, because if they can't imagine it, they can't imagine doing a course, they can't imagine getting the results with us. Okay? So that's that. And when I get off this, I will send this over to Barb, who can then do whatever she wants with it. But I'll also send the template version to Sharon. And if you're in the VIPs, you will be able to download it and customize it and do whatever you want with it. Okay?
Yeah. And just so you know, the VIPs, so Barb is one of our VIPs. That's why we picked one of her blog posts to work with that didn't have a content upgrade. The VIP Live is a twice monthly group call where we go through challenges and brainstorm things and have exclusive trainings and things like that. So that is something that's available to all our customers. All right, so it's just for customers because we're using our courses. So that's, if you are interested in that, that's the contentsparks.com/VIP live. And the course, again, that I've been going through and that Sarah was showing in action is the content upgrades to leads. The course itself is called Attract Quality Leads with Content Upgrades. So that's the URL for that. And I promised I would go back and show you those other bonuses. So let me go back to that screen and show you my screen. So let me go back a second. Yeah. So I had said that there are bonuses for people that get the main course and the expansion pack. Okay. And the expansion pack had that planner, that 56-page content upgrades planner that you can use, edit, brand, use however you want as a lead magnet, a bonus, etc. So if you get both, you get these templates and a Trello board. So the templates, I said there were 3 types. There are 3 types. 3 of them are in Canva, and there's also a checklist version in Word that I showed you. But let me show you the Canva one again. So whenever you get something from us that is created in Canva, there'll be a PDF that has a link to open it up in Canva. It'll open up as a template. You click to use the template, and then you'll actually see it open up. Here, I'll hide this. So this one is the calendar template. So you'll see that, again, we've just put in placeholder stuff that's about content upgrades. You would do it based on whatever you want. So this is another way to do some high-level planning where you can have it a quarterly thing where they do 4 months at a time. Sorry, not quarterly, but third, every third. So there's 4 months on each part. So by season, okay? You could call it that. So you can just do sort of the things that Sarah was showing where you change your document background colors to something else, something preferably not orange ever, but you can just play around with that, and you can play around with other things in here like the colors in the boxes, maybe put a white box. So there are lots of things you can do in there to put it your own, and you'd add your branding on here, and you'd add some of your other stuff like your logo, your URL, your call to action, stuff like that. You could add pages like the way Sarah did with your bio in the beginning, a front page, lots of different options. And you can see that also in Canva there are other layouts that you can use to create your own. So use this as some inspiration. The other ones you get are, this is a favorite resources infographic that you can create. Use this as a template Again, we use Canva as the base and then added information. These resources are favorite ones that we use for content upgrades or other things on our site. So again, use this as an example. You can change the icons. I hate that background color, so I would never use that, but you could use something else, probably something lighter, but it's very easy to change colors in Canva anyway. You would just do a new color and then play with that and put in your codes if you have a hex code in here for something. All right, so that is that. I don't want to save that and mess up anything. The other one in Canva that we're giving you, this is a bonus. This is the bonus for getting the main course and the expansion pack. So here's another checklist where it's a 1-page and you can just put in your points. So I had shown you the Word one. I don't think I have it open anymore. The Word one was, I've lost it now. You can see we have so much stuff. Content upgrades. Templates was the checklist here in Word. Okay. It's opening slowly. So this was the Word document, right? And this shows you how you can do it in Word too. You don't have to use Canva. So that's everything on those. You want me to show anything else? Because we're already well into an hour. So if anybody has other things they want me to show, please do say. All right, because I don't want to miss things. So it's the Trello board. I can show you the Trello board. This was the other bonus too, which you love. Comes with images. And all right, just opening it. So you'll have a link where you go in, and everybody always loves these, so it's worth getting. That expansion pack has that massive planner in it, but then you're going to get those templates and the bonus stuff too. So here's a template, and you can just sign up for free to Trello, then copy this and add your own branding. You can change the images. If you make any changes to the action steps in the course, you would go in and just update those as well. But you can see we've put them all in already so that you can make that digital action guide in there. And that is everything. So let me do a quick summary before we go back. All right, so this is the, go back. This is the upsell page. I just go back to the home page so I can pull it up for you. And we have this new banner popping up, another new thing on our site. We're still working out bugs and stuff, but it's looking good. So again, main course, attract quality leads with content upgrades. If you get that during the launch, free training next Thursday, and you'll get the video recording afterwards. That is on simple content design tips. And so you're going to learn how to do things like take here's an example. This is our old sorry you missed it page that people get redirected to when when we have retired something or sale is over, right? Really boring, just a few links, cute cat. Now this we've redesigned now using the content tips that Kevin's going to share next Thursday, using our Thrive themes with a much bigger picture, a nice little button with the coupon, and then rather than that just list of text and links,
Where you gone? Hello?
You'll hear me?
We can now. You went. You've gone again.
Okay, sorry about that. Oh no! All right,
It must have me tap dancing and singing whilst Sharon will be back soon.
Am I back? Am I back yet?
Yes, you're back. Yes.
It must be time for me to finish because that's not good. All right, that must be like the hour cutoff time for my Wi-Fi here. That's it. You're done. So that's the stuff, as I was saying before I go into the questions, that free training you're going to get if you get the course, get the upgrade, the expansion pack as well that has that massive planner and some other things, and you'll get those templates and the Trello board that I showed you. All right. So you're definitely going to want all that, of course, because everybody's been loving these planners, but you'll see. You'll take a look at it more closely. And Gail said, this is great. Asking the questions instead of just a regular list is definitely a setup for success. A real worksheet, not just a checklist that I can cheat on. Exactly. You want people to get some small wins, something really practical that they can use right away that's directly related to the content in your blog post or on your page, and then follow up with them with very targeted information on how you can help them more tips. Make sure you always have your call to action in there. But the key is keeping that very narrow and targeted, not just a general lead magnet that you have on your site that's related to your main offers. This is something very specific. It can be related to your main offer, but pick an aspect of that and then expand on it, give them some quick wins, and then follow up. That is the key with the content upgrades. And that is it for me before you lose me again. Sarah, anything else you want to add?
No, you can share screens if you want, Sharon. I'm just adding the call to action to the bit. I'm just saying, do you need help with any? And actually what I'm going to do is pop one of those boxes down here so they can write out any help that they need, and then there's the quiz button there anyway. Now, we don't really want them writing too much. We just want them to tick and know they've got issues and know that the next step for them is to take the quiz. So there we have it. Very simple. Probably take you 20 minutes to do. And as Sharon mentioned earlier, once you've got one, all you have to do is go back and change the questions and change the answers so that you've got a different piece every single time. And you'll start to work out what works for your audience and what you feel comfortable creating. But having a template for it just makes it so much easier, so much faster. You'll find that once you've got your first one done and the VIPs have got this and it will be over in their account, all they have to do is add the links and adjust the text to fit their business. And of course, change the colors. So if this was from Content Sparks, we would be having the green and changing all of that.
Probably the light green. Yeah, I wouldn't do the one point on that is you don't want to have a lot of dark colors. Maybe one little thing on a button, because people are going to want to print it off and it uses up a lot of ink. And also in the boxes, if they're going to be writing in, you don't want something really dark because they can't write on it. So this is light enough, but you'll also want to have like that green would have been a bit too dark for the boxes. It could be a border, but even with a border, you don't want people to have to use tons of ink. And they're going to, most people are going to print it in black and white, but it looks great. But it looks great on the screen. So when they open it up, the PDF, you want it to look fabulous with your colors, but then don't make them too dark. And that's it.
And the key to it is getting them to take action, because once they start taking action, they look forward to the emails make sense, and you've got a customer. So your content upgrade takes you from that to just ordinary subscriber to red hot lead.
And this is also one of those courses where you definitely want to go through it yourself. And then it's so simple to do once you're going to see the results so quickly that you then will be able to teach it very quickly. It's not a very big, complicated concept here. So any email marketer needs to be doing this, even if they only have a few blog posts, even if they have a page. So it doesn't have to be a blog post, even though that's what we're talking about. It could be a page with content, and it's the same concept where you put that content upgrade, that lead magnet targeted to that topic into their page, into their posts, right? So do that for yourself. As you can see, I've got tons of content upgrades on my blog, but I found one pretty quickly that didn't have one that really should. So it doesn't matter how experienced you are with doing these, there's always something. Follow through the course, do it yourself, and then teach it. We say that about all our courses, but this one is probably one of the easiest ones to do that if you're doing any kind of email marketing at all. And that's it. Do we have a last comment here? Gail? Yeah, Gail said, good point. Have some beautiful PDF worksheets that would keep Brother Ink rolling in profits if I printed them. Yep, that's true. Keep it light. And then remember, you're going to get a whole training on simple content design tips if you get this course during the launch, which ends Wednesday the 9th. All right, so there's basically 6 days, a little more than 6 days available. And it's a big discount, of course. Lowest price during the launch. And that's all. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you, Sarah, for doing that live. As you can see, it doesn't take that long and you can reuse it. And VIPs, look out for that as a template for you in the VIP area. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye now.